Hiya guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life, the YouTube channel that talks all things Wentworth. If you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button right now for all future updates. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I will be responding to some of your comments from a previous video. Okay, so I've got a little treat for you all today. One of my good friends, Sean, recently had a one-on-one interview with Jacquie Brennan, who plays Linda Miles, and he also had an interview with Danielle Cormack, who played Bea Smith. And he had these interviews through the Wentworth Con team, who are absolutely amazing. And if you want to have an interview with a Wentworth cast member, then please make sure to check out their Facebook page. I will leave a link for you below this video. Okay, so Sean recently shared these interviews with myself and in his very large, successful Facebook group. And I asked him if I could post his interviews to this YouTube channel, and I am happy to say that he agreed. So before we play the interviews, I just want to say a massive thank you to Sean for letting me use his videos, and I'm also going to be leaving a link underneath this video where you can join Sean's massive Wentworth Facebook group, which has more than 32,000 followers, and it's one of the fastest growing Wentworth groups on the internet. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Okay, so each interview that Sean has, it lasts around 15 minutes each. So make sure you guys are nice and comfy on the sofa, you got yourself a nice hot cup of tea. So the first video I'm going to play is Sean's interview with Jacquie Brennan, aka Linda Miles. And even though the cast, they can't give anything away for Wentworth's final season next year, Jacquie does promise big things are coming. So let's take a look at the interview.
Hi, Kiana. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh my gosh, for once it's working.
Yeah, it's working on there. Do you want me to turn the other one off?
So which one? I've actually got both because it didn't work last week.
Let me turn. Hold on, let me turn this
I'm on my
off.
iPad.
Your iPad's working.
Yeah, that brilliant. How are you? You okay?
Hi. I'm glad your iPad's working. Thank you for joining.
So much for this again. Thank you.
Of course. I wanted to connect you with Jacquie. I'll hop off and I'll be back in 15.
Lovely. Okay, cheers. Right. Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi, Jacquie. Can you say
hi?
Hi. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, great. We finally meet.
We finally meet.
I love your character right from season 1. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. There was always something going on in the eyes, even if I was opening doors.
I know. And also, what is amazing are your actual one-liners. They're so clever.
I do love her one-liners.
I think the two which spring to mind, I think it was possibly season 4 when Doreen was pregnant and she's after the ice cream, and you say something like, "I'm not Mr. Whippy."
Yes, no, hang on, I'll get Mr. Whippy. Yeah.
That's right. And the other one about somebody's, I think someone's in the slot or they're not happy with their food, and he said, "Look, this isn't Jamie Oliver or something."
That was with the freak. She said, "Did the prisoners prepare this?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Linda says, "No, Jamie Oliver."
Yeah. Jacquie, do you think your character is kind of roughly based on? I've got some notes written down on the character of Colleen Powell from Prisoner, because she also has some very dry lines, didn't she? As well. Yeah.
I'm not au fait with Prisoner very much. I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid. But I've heard that from quite a few people. Colleen Powell, who was played by, was that Judith McGrath?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised because Marcia has based a lot of the characters on the original Prisoner.
Yes, it is so clever, isn't it? How they actually change their actual names around, but they still use the original characters. It's so clever.
It's so clever. I don't know if any other shows have ever done that, reinvented like that.
Very clever. Yeah.
And even when they, way back when they were casting originally, I was thinking, how prisoner. How is this going to work? A reimagining.
That's right. Yeah.
Here we are 9 seasons later.
I know, incredible. And I mean, obviously, we've just seen the first half of 8, part 1, and I thought every episode was phenomenal. And there were some mixed views, but it was because it was filmed as one complete season, wasn't it? So it's building up. I'd imagine that the last 10 are going to be a crescendo. It's going to be explosive. It's just kind of building up, isn't it? Yeah.
You're very right there. Yeah. So basically 8A, they had to set up new characters. There was a lot of setting up. And then 8B is a very bumpy ride.
I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah. I've got a couple of questions. You've probably been asking before. It's a 2-parter. Out of all the seasons, because obviously you've been in it from the start, haven't you? What has been your favourite scene to film, and what has been your least favourite? I know it's like $1 million question, isn't it? Really, in so short a time.
Definitely my favourite season was Series 7.
Yeah,
and there are a few of us that have said that. I think Jenko said that. I think Bernie Carrier said that. There was just because it had been written as with an ending, you know, it was the end.
That's right.
It just had a real gravitas to it. It was really exciting, you know, the riot. From my point of view, I finally got to delve into Linda a bit more.
Exactly, and I mean, and obviously because of the outcome of, you know, that's of the riot, your storyline's now gone on into, hasn't it, the next season with, you know, post-traumatic stress, because I mean, you're a totally changed person. Ali's a totally changed person in 8 part 1 because of what's happened in that, you know, in the final 2 from season 7.
Yeah. The riot was actually really really exciting to film. It was exhausting to film. I was just saying to the previous person, I cried on the way home numerous times because it was horrific. Many?
I mean, obviously you had to keep on cutting and you know re-filming, but did it take a lot of takes?
Yes, and it took days. Literally in that laundry. So it had that intensity and, you know, guns to your head, people being shot.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were times where you just, your whole body would sort of go into shock because even though we know we're actors and we're acting, your body still is going through it in a way. It was, I really enjoyed, it sounds weird, but I just, Series 7 had so much for me personally. I really enjoyed it.
And I thought it was very clever that they introduced, obviously only for a very short episodes, but we actually finally met Boomer's mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought Annie did a beautiful job. And
very much, yeah.
It's very hard to know that you're going to be absolutely despised.
That's
right. Actor going, they're going to really hate me.
And then, of course, you know, the other big bombshell was we find out that it was Sean Brody who obviously killed Kaz.
Yeah.
Because everyone thought all the way through that it was Mari, wasn't it? But it was, We
ran a sweep at Wentworth.
Actually,
we didn't know.
I actually met Tammy last year over here at a meet and greet, and she's amazing. And she told us this, and she was the only one. Was it right that she won it, but she didn't know at the time?
Yes, I think Tammy won it. A lot of us thought it was Dr. Miller. We thought
I did as well. Yes,
dark secret with Dr. Miller.
Yeah.
And that's quite often been the case with us. Even that we don't know that far in advance. Who's going to die? What's going to happen? So it's.
I remember when they killed off Dan, and she told us that she was her and Pam and perhaps Kate Atkinson were only told right you know, near the end, and apparently nobody else knew that they were going to kill Bea off. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not till not till I can't remember the exact timing, but it was quite a shock, a real shock, as it was to the audience watching it. But
yeah. But
there's been a lot of secrets we've had to keep over time.
It might. It kind of must be really, really hard as well. Yeah.
And I'm still keeping a lot.
Yes. but also, I mean, I thought Pam's performance in the first 10 episodes, well, she is an outstanding actress anyway, but how she played Kath Maxwell, and everyone was saying, no, she's bluffing, and I'm a nurse myself, and I was saying, she's not, you know, she had a head injury, you know, she had a subdural hematoma. She isn't, you know, but she could have been, because she's such a manipulative character, so it could have gone either way, couldn't it?
And can you, there are very few people that I know that could act that. You know, you just watch her, and even just a little twitch, or I'm always in awe of Pam, but just how she could make us believe that, I think is quite incredible. You know.
And then of course in the very last episode 10, and then of course it all comes back, doesn't it? Because she has that that spit, but that was Vera, wasn't it? And I've seen an article, and Vera actually asked, I understand, Pam, because because Pam's again, you know, they've got this big history now of what happened. I think Vera, but you have to watch it again. When she's looking through that glass, she starts to twitch like Pam does. And I understand that Kate asked Pam if she could use that, and Pam said, yes, of course you can. Yeah. So clever.
Then just the way to you know, Marcia, the way she could justify, you know, how we could have Kath Maxwell for 10 episodes.
Exactly, and again, you see, that was clever, because there was a Kath Maxwell, wasn't there, in the last 100 episodes of, say, Prisoner.
Was there? So you're my education on this. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was Kath Maxwell. Yeah, she came in just after Rita Connors came in for the final era of Prisoner. Yeah. So again, that was really cleverly written as well. Yeah.
Yes, I think Marcia's going to have a big break after writing. You know, imagine what goes on in her head.
And also, what I picked up on, you know, when you're obviously suspended because you know, baton Pam.
Her over the head.
Yeah, over the head. And then you come back in plain clothes, and Robbie says, what are you doing here? And you've been to the ombudsman. And as you leave Robbie's office, Anne's coming out, and both of you just give that smile. I'm thinking, something's going to happen in the next 10 episodes here. Really clever. I
can't tell you, or I'll have to kill you.
But it was just that smile, which you both actually looked at each other, and it was that smirky smile, wasn't it, as if to say, we've got him. Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot ahead.
Really clever. Yeah, really, really clever. And I think it would be nice, because you've been in it since season 1, that your name should be in the opening titles for the last 10 episodes.
Yes, that would be nice. Yeah,
I think that'd be really, really lovely.
Yeah. No, it's we actually have 100 club of the actors and crew who have been in all 100 episodes.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Robbie, Kate Atkinson, myself, Katrina from the cast.
Yeah.
And a few of the crew, and obviously Penny Wynn and Joe Porter, who originated all of it. But it's quite a privilege to have been involved for this long. And I was hired for 8 days.
Were you really?
So, yeah. I auditioned for another role.
Right.
And then I didn't get that, which was right. And then I was reading for other actors auditioning, and then they asked me if I would do this small role. I just bought a house, and I was thinking, you know, I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, 8 years later, I'm still here. Or still there.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be. I'm in the UK, but it has to be one of Australia's biggest dramas ever, because as you know, it's all over the world, isn't it? It's global.
Yes, I think
and
we were
with
in
a
the
massive,
top 10 on Netflix in the US now.
Massive, fan base all over the world.
Yes.
Groups on Facebook, incredible,
It's huge.
Huge. And then when people like Keanu, when they organise the Wentworth Cons for America, and then Barry does them for the UK. They're amazing. Incredible. Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah, I've actually just had a pop-up saying that it's almost over our time. Okay. Because it goes so quickly, doesn't it?
I know. What other questions have you got? Is there anything you can think of?
If you had a choice, which other character would you like to play or have played?
Ooh, I love Sonia. I've always loved Sonia.
I did as well. Yes. Yeah.
There's that little high camp thing that is just.
Yeah, and again, she had those lovely one-liners as well, didn't she? As well, very dry.
Yes. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being glamorous in prison.
And it was always so funny how she'd always, because of that storyline between her and Liz, she would always make Liz make the herbal teas and things like this.
Yeah.
Really clever.
I really
delicious, Liz. Really clever. Yeah.
And I would love to say I'd love to have been the governor. I'd love to have been the freak, but you can't.
Never.
Davis played it. There's no point.
Jackie, never say never.
That's right.
You never know.
But right now, I think I'm after a comedy. I need something nice and light, maybe a musical.
Yeah.
We often joke about Wentworth the musical.
Well, they did Bad Girls, because Bad Girls was a UK, and when Bad Girls finished about 5 years down the line, they did Bad Girls the musical, and they had two of the original cast from the TV series in the musical. Yeah.
I'd love that. That'd be so much fun.
Actually, that's a really good idea, isn't it? I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, Wentworth the musical.
Do a pantomime at Christmas.
Really,
when we're allowed to travel again.
Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping to get over to the UK soon. Barry and I talked about that, so hopefully next year.
Yeah.
In 2021, when this is.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, he is at the moment still, hoping to go ahead, with a couple next year, but then it's up to what happens, doesn't it? With obviously, with the present situation. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Lovely to chat to you.
And you, Jackie, take care and
stay
safe. And I'm so looking forward to, the last 10 episodes. It's going to be amazing. I look forward to hearing what you think of it. I will.
And hopefully I'll meet you in person soon.
Yes, hopefully. Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, take care.
Have a great rest of your day.
See you.
Cheers, Gana. Bye. Cheers, take care.
So that was Sean there talking with the beautiful Jacquie Brennan, aka Linda Miles, which was an amazing interview. The chat has made me feel very excited for next year's final chapter. And I tell you what, guys, I am so ready for this new season. I wish I could just fast forward through the next couple of months and just jump straight to it. Anyway, Sean was then luckily enough to get a second interview with Danielle Cormack, aka Bea Smith. And Sean has very kindly given me his video to play just for you guys. Now, Danielle actually tells us in this interview about a scene that could have happened in season 7 in the final episode. So, let's take a look.
Hey, hi.
Hi. There you are.
Hi, Sean.
Sorry. Hi, Dan.
Hi, darling. How are you? We couldn't hear you for ages.
So he has one screen is audio and the other screen is video. So I'll leave both on so that we can hear you. You can hear us, right?
I can, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
But basically, I can't hear you on my iPad, so I'm on my iPhone.
Okay,
So,
that works. However you got to do it. I'll jump off and I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Okay, thanks ever so
Enjoy.
much. Thank you.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Technical difficulties, kind of.
Yeah. Do you remember we've actually met now about 3 times in London? Yeah. The first time was actually when you were with Socks.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I met you at the Christmas.
It was
with
that
Jen.
funny pub, wasn't it? The pub bar.
That's right, because it was actually upstairs, wasn't it? From a restaurant called Brown's. Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. And
It was cool.
it was really cool. And then I met you. It was the Christmas that you were with Jenko.
Yeah.
And that was London. And you came on the second part wearing a Santa Claus. And I think your youngest boy was there, wasn't he then? At the London one.
He was. You're right.
And he was actually eating all these Australian crisps and sweets and everything. And then I then saw you again last year with the wonderful Val Lehman in Birmingham. My
goodness! You think she's wonderful? You're the only person that thinks she's wonderful.
She's absolutely amazing, isn't she?
Yeah. I love her.
Incredible.
But everyone's so terrified of her.
Yeah, because
terrified of her.
I mean, I thought that she'd come across, because you hear that she's queer diva, but she came across really. She was really lovely, lovely. Yeah, Dan, I've actually written down some questions. Probably you've heard them all before.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. It's just you and me, baby.
I've actually written them down because I'm having senior moments. Dan, the first question. What was your most intense scene to actually film during your 4 seasons in Wentworth?
That's such a hard one because there were so many amazing scenes. Like it wasn't necessarily like intense, like sometimes the most easiest scenes end up becoming the most intense. But shooting Braden.
Yeah, that was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah. It was and again,
it wasn't necessarily because of what was happening in the scene, but because I had to hold that gun up like that the whole time. And I had a real gun in my hand, like the weight of and it's actually really heavy. So like my arm was aching and like my whole body went kind of like amazing sort of physical level that I'd never experienced before. So I think that was the hardest, but it was most satisfying.
And also that obviously he was shocked, wasn't he, because of that smirk he gave you right at the end. And
but we actually debated that because I didn't want him to do that.
Right,
I felt like he'd just done it without the smirk.
Yeah.
They end up putting the smirk in. But I was like, smirking, it's like merkin.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I actually felt like she should have, without provocation, still shot her. Yeah.
Dan, I can't work my sound on my iPad, so I'm on my phone. Is my picture coming up? You can see it.
Totally. I can see it fully.
Yeah.
You look gorgeous.
Right.
That beautiful pink frilly shirt you're wearing.
Always black. Do you remember? Always black.
That amazing hat and those big round glasses. Amazing. And those dangly earrings look fab. Yeah.
Right. Right. The second question. Who from the cast, and probably all of them, would you actually like to work with again? I mean, they're all phenomenal actors, aren't they? I think that is what makes Wentworth so spectacular, because they are phenomenal, all the actors.
I think for me, if I had to choose one, which is almost like my favorite child, I just want to preface that, which is not, this is a very cruel question you're asking me.
Sorry.
But I really think I would love to work with Celia Island again.
Yeah.
Such a great actress. Beautiful.
I actually met with Tammy in London last year, and again, fabulous. Did you actually watch the final scene when
No,
you haven't seen? Right, okay. it's a real tearjerker. It's a real tearjerker when you know Boomer does.
Doesn't Ali get stabbed?
Oh no, I meant with Celia when Boomer.
When Boomer puts the pillow over.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen it. I think I've seen moments of it. Yeah, but what's interesting is that around that time, and I've said this before, so Fremantle will know that I've said this.
Right. Okay.
They contacted me to ask if I would be part of Liz's fantasy.
Right.
Or,
like
going towards the light kind of thing, and it didn't happen. But I did actually watch that section of her story because I was interested to see how it played out. Yeah, because I didn't end up.
I mean, again, she is an amazing actress, and she really is, Celia. Fabulous actor.
She's so gorgeous. Like she's so phenomenal. Never misses a beat. Never misses a beat. Who's your favorite character on Wentworth? And
it's always been you. Always been you. I mean, I love the original Bea in Prisoner, but it's always been you. And then I think secondly, then Nicole.
Frankie.
I actually haven't met Nicole. I'd love to meet Nicole. Hopefully, she will come over to the UK one day when all this nonsense is over. But again, also, I'd like to meet Leah, who plays Rita.
Oh yeah, Leah Purcell.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, but again, and even
strong human being.
And even Kate, Kate Box, who now plays Lou Kelly.
Okay, can I just say something? So I didn't watch the show after I left.
You haven't seen?
I watched 5, 6,
season 8. Okay.
No, I didn't watch 5, 6, or 7. But I started watching season 8.
Wasn't it good?
Kate Box and Zoe
and also Zoe is phenomenal as well.
Blew my mind. I love
both Kate and Zoe are amazing, and they.
I didn't want to watch anything else.
And they gel, and they gel, don't they? So well together. Yeah. Incredible. Fabulous.
It was beautiful. Like I said, I wasn't interested in any of the other storylines. I'm sorry to say that, but I really wasn't.
Because I understand, obviously, that it was filmed as 20 episodes, isn't it? And then they've obviously had to break it. So there's 2 lots of 10, and then the final 10 will air next year sometime. Yeah.
Well, you'll be there, front row seat.
I know. Yeah. Well, I was very privileged this year.
Darling, Sean, where are you coming in from? Whereabouts in the UK are you coming in from?
I'm actually in Brighton, which is on the south coast.
Do you live with anyone? What's your jam?
I did have, but I've now got a Bedlington Terrier called Pookie, who is my life. But
where's Pookie right now?
I've had to pop her next door to my neighbour because she would bark through the whole interview. If ever
I love her already. I actually wish you'd had her there. So if
ever I'm on the telephone, she doesn't stop barking. She is the pack leader, not me.
Okay, right. Yeah. But she's also like every other human being in the world. I want attention. Give me the attention.
Yeah. I mean, I adore dogs. I mean, they're so lovable anyway. I've also got another question, which one of the other admins in my Wentworth group actually, and it's a very, very good question. You've obviously been asked, and I think you possibly answered it at one of the meet and greets. But with your final scene in season 4, I understand that they filmed. Did they film 3 different endings? I'd read somewhere that they filmed no, right, because I heard that they filmed 3 different endings, and you obviously and Pam had to know, and possibly Kate, but I was told that you didn't know which ending they would show until it aired. That right?
No, that's not true at all.
Right.
But I like the idea. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
No.
What was it like filming that scene? Because again, Pam is phenomenal, a fantastic actress.
Unbelievable. Like she's such a powerhouse.
How many takes did that scene take?
Yeah, we had to do quite quick because it was like it was very, very hot that day.
Yeah,
and everyone was sweltering, holding the booms up, and we had all that blood to go on, and end up becoming quite technical.
Right.
So you know, like with the stunt stuff, like her stabbing me and stuff. So it ends up becoming really technical, and you just can't think about.
So there was no like cut because you started laughing or Pam started laughing or something. It was just done as one take, was it?
No, not that scene. It wasn't done one take. It wasn't a laughable scene. I mean, it was a little bit.
No. That's what. Yeah.
And the blood that they used on me, the blood came up out of coffee, glycerine, and red coffee.
Right, because
glycerine, because it's a sweet smell. All the insects keep coming to me. I was covered in because they wanted to have a
Well, I can remember when I met Sal Upton a couple of years ago. She was talking about the tongue scene and about how it had to be filmed so many times because Robbie almost passed out, and she said it was raspberry jam, and they used the raspberry jam because it looked like blood clots, but she said that Robbie it looked so realistic. Sal said that Robbie almost passed out when they were filming that scene in the courtyard. Yeah, right. because Robbie's amazing. Again, I met him at a meet and greet with Katrina and Kate Atkinson. And he was on stage.
So the real OGs, like the old team.
He was on stage having bottles of beer and everything, and starting to talk about season. It would have been season 6 then, and Kate kept saying, "Robbie, stop it! Don't say anything." It was really funny.
You're right. So he was trying to give the plot away. That's so Robbie.
But he's a lovely guy, Robbie, isn't he? Really is a lovely guy.
Can I tell you, he's one of the most beautiful human beings I know. Like
really?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And when he is on set, everyone feels it. Like he is like the glue that holds everyone together.
Okay.
It's not just he plays a brilliant role, but I honestly think they do that because he's such an amazing facilitator of humor, of family. He's the one to say, "Hey, I'm after rap. We're going to a barbecue in the park," and then go like he's a lovely social creature, but he's really simple. And I really liked his work in the last season. How'd you work with him before? Because you're both from New Zealand, aren't you? How'd you work? No, that's amazing. Yeah, that's really amazing. It's come up that we've only got about 2 minutes more left. Wow, I thought we had minutes about ages.
Yeah, I think it was cut short because I couldn't find the volume button on my iPad. One of my admin have actually made this. I haven't put it on yet, but I'll show you. It's even got H1 on it. Am I going to
be traumatized or?
Even got H1.
I love that. That's so great. Awesome. I love it.
So I've come quite prepared, Dan. It's been amazing chatting with you.
I love you. Thank you so much. I remember chatting to you last time, I think.
Yeah. Are you booked to come over to the UK?
I am so hoping to. I really am. Like I keep in contact with Barry and Bears.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Like,
they are.
They've got a lovely thing going on where you guys they are facilitating us.
Yes. Yeah.
But I can't wait to come to the UK again. Yeah.
I mean Barry and his team are amazing. They really are. Yeah. Really are.
And her team are too. Like there are people really keeping this whole thing going, and it's really good. Yeah, but also one of my
a bucket list is to eventually do a Wentworth Con as well, because I haven't been to a Wentworth Con, and they look amazing. Yeah, they really do. I mean,
so when I see
Kiana,
Kiana
Kiana
can
works.
You dress up as Bea Smith?
Yeah, because Kiana works.
Stab
I remember seeing. I think somebody YouTubed it about the pineapple. The pineapple.
I will never live that down.
You won't. No. Yeah. Anyway, it's been amazing talking to you.
Sean, thank you so much, Mr. Sean.
Take care and
thank you, darling. Same to you.
And stay safe. Okay. God bless.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Okay. Cheers, Dad.
Once again, an amazing interview there with Sean and Danielle, and I tell you what guys, I really miss Bea Smith. I hope we do get it back in a dream in the final chapter next year. So I just want to say thank you once again to Sean. I know you'll be watching this video when it goes live, and don't forget guys to check out Sean's amazing massive Wentworth Facebook group. I will leave a link to his group in the description box below this video. Make sure you go and check it out. And also another massive thank you to the amazing Wentworth Con team, who they go out of their way to arrange these amazing interviews with Wentworth fans and make dreams come true. They are such an amazing team, so make sure you guys check out their official Facebook page. I will leave a link at the bottom of this video to them as well. And just one last thank you directly to Danielle and Jacquie for participating in these amazing interviews. I don't know if you guys will ever see this video, but I just want to thank you two as well. You are both massively loved by all Wentworth fans. Okay guys, so before I wrap up this video, it's now time to move on to some comment replies. So we have Krista Farelli. I am hoping if we get a Rita versus Joan fight, Rita wins, but I want Vera to take Joan out for good. Yes, Krista. It would be interesting if maybe Ferguson will come close to killing Rita somehow, because I mean, Ferguson's no pushover, and she did kill Bea Smith. So if, say for example, Joan does get the upper hand at some point, maybe Vera will save Rita and actually take out Ferguson. Now that would be quite a twist, wouldn't it? So thank you for your comment. And we have Logan Middleton. Out of everybody who have died in Wentworth, who were you most upset by? Well, Logan, that is an easy question for me to answer, and that is of course Bea Smith. I was absolutely heartbroken at the time, and it probably took me a long time to get over it. I think I was one of these crazy fans that was hoping that she had survived, or there was going to be a twist and she went into witness protection or something. I was one of those people that was really holding on for some sort of comeback for Bea, but unfortunately she did die, and every time I rewatch Wentworth from start to finish, that season 4 final is so hard to watch, the whole episode, because you know what's coming. So that's the one that probably upset me the most, and I think secondly was probably Liz, because it was such a very, very sad scene to watch. So yes, thank you for your comment, Logan. And we have Lochlan Thurgood. Can you do top 10 moments for Rita Corners? Your wish is my command. However, I do want to wait until next year's final season has aired, only because I think we've still got some more bigger things to see from Rita Corners that would probably make a top 10 moments video. So it's definitely in the works, but I want to wait until next year's season is over. But thank you for your comment. And we have Kaylee Dick. Let Ferguson be nasty, please. Yes, Kaylee. I want Ferguson in these final 10 episodes evil, beyond evil. I want to see a whole new level of nasty from Ferguson. That is what I want. So yes, thank you for your comment, Kaylee. And we have George's Chartier. I used to think a psychopath governor being brought back as an inmate in her own prison was the biggest twist ever, but having her back as governor again would be even greater. Yes, George, I have to agree with you. It sounds insane when we just talk about it, but I think that this year's season 8 part 1 has kind of set the wheels in motion for this could possibly happen. As outrageous it could be, she could be back behind that governor's chair by the end of it all. I mean, I don't think her reign will last too long, but I think she'll be taken down or killed or murdered by Vera maybe, but she could be back as governor. It's definitely possible, so thank you for your comment. And thank you all again for your amazing comments. Keep those comments coming because I read every single one. And you never know, maybe next time one of your comments will feature in my next video. Okay, so if you have made it to the end of this video, then thank you all for sticking around. Make sure you've smashed that subscribe button. Give us a cheeky share on social media. And guys, take care, stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon.